Moving on into the world of social media, a young man's release from prison is stirring hearts and raising tough questions across Nigeria. A man called Emeka Nzeruike, now 22 years old, is finally free after spending 10 long years behind bars without trial or legal representation. Arrested at just 12 years old in 2015 over theft allegations, Emeka was thrown into prison and tragically forgotten by the system. No lawyer, no hearing, and no justice. Unexpectedly, hope came during a routine prison outreach where a lawyer who works on social media pro bono, identified only as Alex, discovered his case, and immediate legal steps were taken, and Emeka finally walked out of court, free and with a future that had once been stolen from him. His story is now making a lot of waves on social media, not just for all the injustice that he endured, but as a reminder of what timely legal aid can do. And it begs a larger question: how many more Emekas are still locked away, silent victims of a system that moves too slowly or not at all? Emeka's freedom is indeed a victory, but also a wake-up call. This is very, very interesting. I don't think that this is a personal victory, but I think it's more of a national indictment. This boy spent over a decade in prison, not because he was guilty, but because no one bothered to ask if he was actually guilty. Let's take a look at social media. The Duke of Africa says, Nigeria is filled with evil people. A religious person is the judge, the police, the prison warden, and so many more. But guess what? None of them cared. Dipo Adedipe says, there are too many kids like him in prison custody whose ages have been falsified on the charge sheets by the police, as requested by the nominal complainant in most cases, to cajole or leave the sitting magistrate or judge with no choice. Mind you, the charges will be such that we'll be awaiting the DPP's advice from the Ministry of Justice, which could be awaited forever if the defendant's family or guardian are not legally aware or inclined to have the means of fast-tracking the DPP's advice. Oof. And finally, Uncle Dele says, thanks a million for standing up for the young man, but he can never buy back his teenage years. Please file another strong lawsuit against the state. A billionaire lawsuit, no grill. Find a strong team of lawyers to champion this case. This is very interesting. Team, what do we make of this? A young boy, a decade of his life. There are many people who are languishing in prison as we speak. I know a TVC News anchor, Lamdi Adeyemi, is now doing a prison series where she goes and visits people who were neglected by the justice system for years. But what do you make of this? Is there any respite for this young man?
Yes, he's one of the lucky ones, and I want to thank Barrister Alex a whole lot. I really didn't know that we have Nigerian lawyers that do pro bono work, you know, and for Barrister Alex to do that, and not only do that, find Emeka and take steps to free him. God bless you, sir. You will be a success in whatever you do. Emeka was thrown into prison at 12. That's adolescence years. That's the most important time for kids to be with their parents or to have some kind of guidance. And he spent it in prison. So either of two things must have happened to him. It's either he's radicalized or he's going through a lot of depression. So that young man needs psychological help right now. Thanks again to Barrister Alex.
Talking about the guy that was rescued from prison. At age 12, he was in prison. I'm thinking he's a minor. Should he be thrown in prison in the first place? That's not where he's supposed to be. I think we need to do investigations as to the reason why he was thrown into prison at 12. He was said to have stolen. Did he require being locked up for 10 good years without justice? Who were those that handled his case? We need to start digging deep to how he got to prison in the first place and who threw him there and threw the keys away. Thank God the keys were found and he's now being released. When I saw the picture yesterday, I was saddened by his state of health. Psychologically, he needs to be examined, and I hope that he gets true justice at the end of the day.
Indeed. For this our brother who, I mean, it's really sad, really, it's sad that a 12-year-old boy will be thrown into prison and forgotten. How on earth did the judge sit down over that matter, if at all it was even at that point, or even a police officer sit down on that and with his two eyes throw a 12-year-old boy into the prison and nothing was said about him? My request is this, please, to as many persons as possible. That young man needs our support to bring him back into normalcy, because right now he isn't. His mind is somewhere else. His health is someplace else. We need to help and bring him back to become a human being so he can fulfill his destiny on earth.
Absolutely.